Welcome to Planet Psych. Today, we're going to discuss 5 ways your childhood affects your love styles. By the time you've watched through this video, you're going to know how to identify and understand how your childhood experiences have influenced your love style. Hopefully, this will help you understand yourself and others better. Okay, here we go. Did you know that according to psychologists, your childhood experiences have a profound influence on the type of relational person you'll be in your adulthood? In this video, we'll identify the 5 ways your childhood affects the way you love in relationships. But first, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications as we post videos almost every day on all things related to practical psychology, understanding the human mind, and becoming free from limiting behavioral patterns. Also, we're having a free giveaway when we reach the 5,000 subscriber mark. We're giving away this brand new Kindle Paperwhite from Amazon. All you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a like, and comment about how your childhood has influenced your relationship style. We like and reply to all comments, so go ahead and ask questions or comments. The winner will be picked at random and announced in a future video. Starting at a very young age, as we begin to learn and make sense of our immediate environment, we begin forming behavioral patterns which will influence how we respond and react to various situations and how we express ourselves to each other. Some counselors in Europe discovered that people have at least 5 different love styles, depending on how they were raised as children. A love style can be defined as how a person is inclined to respond to their romantic partner. When we understand our love style, this can help us see what really motivates to behave the way we do in our relationships. Here are the 5 love styles which have been identified. Number 1. The pleaser. Pleasers usually come from households where the parents are often angry, excessively protective, or very critical. During childhood, pleasers do everything they can to be seen as good and on their best behavior. They do this in order not to provoke a negative response from their parent. It's important to note that pleaser children often don't receive comfort. However, a lot of their time and energy is spent giving comfort to the reactions of their parent. Pleasers are very uncomfortable with conflicts and disagreements, and they often concede quickly or give in order to keep the peace. Pleasers often find it difficult to say no. In order to avoid confrontation and minimize conflict, they often are not truthful or tell lies. However, if pleasers feel stressed or if they think they are continuously letting someone down, this can result in a breakdown and cause them to flee from relationships. A pleaser often finds that they've spread themselves too thin by trying to be everything to everyone. This is a very unhealthy and unrealistic practice, as pleasers often have poor boundaries for themselves because they focus on the needs of others. The best way for pleasers to sustain healthy relationships is for them to be honest about their feelings instead of just doing what they think is expected of them. Number 2. The victim. The victim is one who has grown up in a chaotic home environment. Victims have learned that in order to stay under the radar and not draw attention to themselves, they've had to comply. They develop this coping mechanism in order to deal with angry and violent parents. As a result, from a very young age, victim children learn to hide and stay quiet. It's common for victim children to develop imaginary realities in their mind in order to cope with the chaos which they face every day. And this is because it's painful to them to be fully present in light of these dangers. Victims often struggle with anxiety and depression and usually have low self-esteem. Sometimes they may end up marrying controllers who mirror the same behaviors as their parents. Victims learn to cope by being adaptable and maintaining the status quo. Victims have become so accustomed to the chaotic and stressful situations that when they do experience calmness, they can feel uncomfortable, because they're constantly anticipating the next wave of chaos. In order for victims to nurture healthy, steady relationships, they have to learn self-love and stand up for themselves when a situation calls for it, instead of letting their partner walk all over them. Number 3. The controller. Controllers have often grown up in homes where they felt unsafe or unprotected by their guardians, so they learn to toughen up and take care of themselves. It's important for controllers to feel they're in control of their environments or situations. This is a mechanism which they've developed to prevent the vulnerability they experienced in their childhood from being exposed in their adulthood. A controller believes that he or she is in control as long as they can avoid suffering feelings of fear, despair, and humiliation. Interestingly, controllers use anger as one of their primary weapons for attaining and maintaining power. Some other characteristics of controllers are that they can be rigid. They can also have bursts of unpredictability, and stepping out of their comfort zones make them feel weak and unprotected, so they avoid that too. Controllers tend to get very angry if things are not done in the manner they prefer, and they also like to solve problems on their own. The best way for controllers to manage healthy relationships is if they can learn to let go and allow others to be who they are, and also to manage their own anger. The next two signs are very interesting. Let's see if you can recognize them in yourself. But before we get to them, please help us out. We're doing a research project on the psychology of the YouTube like button. We're going to release a very interesting video about it at some point in the future, and we think you'll find it really interesting. For now, please leave us a great big fat thumbs up by clicking the like button. The more likes we get on each video, the faster we'll bring you the awesome results of our research. Number 4. The Vacillator. The Vacillator experienced a childhood where the parent was unpredictable. Vacillators were almost never prioritized by their parents during their childhood. Through this lack of consistent parental affection, vacillators developed a deep fear of abandonment. When the parent eventually gives them time and attention, vacillators are often too angry or tired to receive it. In adulthood, vacillators have a tendency to idealize new relationships. This is because they try to make up for the consistent love which they were starved of during childhood. Vacillators regularly feel misunderstood and experience a lot of internal conflict and emotional stress in their relationships. They are highly perceptive and sensitive, and this enables them to pick up on even the tiniest changes in others and can detect when others are about to pull away or flare up. For a vacillator to nurture healthy relationships, they need to learn to pace themselves and take their time in getting to know someone before committing, as they'd risk being hurt by their own expectations. Number 5. The Avoider. Avoiders grew up in environments where they did not receive enough affection or comfort from their parents. Usually, they come from households that prioritize independence. Avoiders learned that they had to postpone their needs and feelings from a young age so that they could manage their issues of not receiving comfort from their parents. Avoiders tend to be more logical than emotional, and they prefer their own space. Avoiders can get quite unsettled when those around them have emotional outbursts or are moody. For avoiders to nurture healthy, stable relationships, they need to learn how to express their emotions genuinely and open up. Which love style do you identify with? Let us know by giving us a thumbs up and leaving a comment. If you know someone you think will enjoy this video, please share it with them. It'll really help us out. Here at Planet Psych, we post videos almost every day on all things related to practical psychology, understanding the human mind, improving mental health, and becoming free from limiting behavioral patterns. Just a reminder, we're having a free giveaway when we reach the 5,000 subscriber mark. We're giving away the brand new latest Kindle Paperwhite from Amazon. All you have to do is be a subscriber and turn on all notifications. Leave a like and comment about how your childhood has influenced your relationship style. The winner will be picked at random and announced in a future video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.